Welcome everyone to another edition of Moya Talks. We today have Lida Rippe from Rippe Real Estate Development. She joined us. She worked with Moya recently on a project, and we appreciate her attending to the talk and accepting the invitation. Thank you very much, Lida.
Thank you, Rodrigo, for having me this morning. I'm super excited to be at Moya Talks. I follow you. I have watched the different series, so I'm very happy to be this morning here.
Good, that's excellent. Thank you very much. Right, Lida. So we'd like to start the talk by telling our audience a little bit about our guest, your background, and how did you find your passion, your calling?
Well, this brings me back, like when I was like 5, 7 years old. My family in Colombia, we are real estate developers. So then pretty much I have been in real estate since I was born. Like doing my hard hat tour. I think even it was like 2 size bigger of my head because I was of course a little one. But that's pretty much it. So I have been surrounded all the time like by buildings, designers, architects. And when I was in Colombia, after I finished my master's, I worked for different Fortune 500 companies. I worked for Johnson & Johnson, leading the marketing pretty much division for Latin America. And then all those skills, then I moved here to Washington, D.C., and I did my MBA in marketing and in real estate. So when I came here to D.C., I found it was so impressive how all the projects, it was just turning, like, for example, I remember in city center, it was just land and then what now you can see, right? So for me, it has been always like the importance of how you can transform land and then suddenly how it becomes like a community. And that is where my passion comes. Just seeing all the transformation, how like you transform something and it ended up being an entire community.
But your background is fascinating because you actually started with international trade and financial. You were a financial advisor actually. So, what was the point where you decided to follow that passion?
I started like all my international background. I work at the Chamber of the Colombia India Chamber of Commerce, and that was like very excited because my work was being the liaison between the India community and the Indian businesses, and also how to find opportunities to bring these businesses to Colombia, and at the same time how to prepare Colombian companies to come to India. It was a role where I had to explain to both cultures how to do business, how to understand each other. And it was very interesting because all the time it was like identifying opportunities for business for both regions. And it was just like something where today when I see, like, for example, I remember a case when there was like a manufacturing company that it was like in that stage when they just need a little bit more of sophistication. And due to these business matchmakings, we were able to find a company in India to provide software for this company. And right now, this manufacturing company in Colombia is one of the leading companies, and they are exporting to more than 35 years. So, it is where you really say how the relationship and how these businesses can come along. With culture that sometimes you think that they are different, but it was surprising to see that how common they could be.
And then in DC, you work for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So how did this international experience, this intercultural experience help you mediating with business in DC?
Yeah, so working at the Chamber of Commerce, it brings you the opportunity to learn more about the businesses, also how to prepare them and how to understand in what stage of the business they are. If they are ready to export, if they are ready to find a retail space. And the experience that I had, like being international and connecting cultures, it was the skills that I also transferred here during my position at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So being the liaison, I mean, especially like, for example, a lot of companies, maybe they don't know how to talk to the Latino community, or they just think that all of us, we are the same. And I mean, we can say here, and I mean, one of the nicest things like working with the Moya team is that we are also from different places. So it just says, we explain to them, yes, we are a region, but we are different. We share the same language, but our cultures and the things that we do are just different. And that is one of the things that I was part of it. I mean, how you can talk, how you can relate that to your businesses. And that is one of the skills that I brought during this experience.
Yeah, that's something that we often discuss internally and externally, how the Latino tag is put on a broad group of people with very, very different life experiences. And it's empowering in a sense, but it also hides some of the stories that people actually live.
Yes, exactly. I mean, for example, when I was running the Latin American division, I mean, it was like more than 30 countries, and I had meetings that we were speaking Spanish, we were speaking also in Portuguese, but the way how we did the marketing, the way how we speak to the different countries, it was completely similar, but we had to find, I mean, it's different, right? I mean, how you can advertise something in Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, and that is the beauty of our Latino culture, is that, I mean, we are so diverse and we bring so many things into this culture that it's good when you have the opportunity to share that with someone that just see us as a whole and we are exactly the same. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So after some years working for different companies in DC, you decided 2 years ago to found your own company, Lida Rippe Real Estate. What made you take the leap, and what were the main challenges for you?
Oh, I mean, I wanted to build something that it was my own, something where I can do the things that I always like imagine. So imagine that running your own business and being a businesswoman is like when you build your own home or you have your own house. You decided how you want to paint it. You decided how you want to how you want to have your front door. But it also is how you build brick by brick is the same way how you can build your own company. There are challenges the same way how when you have a house, maybe have challenges in the insulation, maybe challenges in the way how in the infrastructure. But with the right foundation and when you know exactly the vision that you have, and you have the right partners and you have a very good network, is how you can build that company, because you want to build something that I mean, the way how I see my company is that it's going to be a company that maybe in a few years my daughter will be able to continue with this company as a family oriented. And both my mom and my dad, they are business owners, so that is like the legacy that I have from them. And I think that also that is the inspiration that I see. I have seen from them challenges. I have seen from them the way how they navigate through this path of being a business owner, like challenges of who to hire, which is the right team, when you want to expand, how you can do it. So it's just, but it's very exciting because now it's something that you own and how you can implement that and how you can make it like with a great purpose to everyone that is around you.
It's a beautiful process you're describing. So during that process, trying to achieve this mission, you were approached by the Consulate of Guatemala. So could you explain us a little bit the initial process of this beautiful project, and then we can build on up?
Absolutely. So, I mean, here in Washington, D.C. and throughout, let's say, this career that I have built here, I have been very connected with the international community, with international organizations, most of our clients in my team, I mean, pretty much we serve the international community, international organizations, embassies. So they were looking for someone that understands also like how an organization, like how an international organization works. What was for them to move, because here we're moving a country from one location to another one. A person that could understand the needs that they had at that moment, right? And so the consulate is one of the most important consulates in United States. I mean, it's like the biggest one in the East Coast, and they had to expand. People from from Los Angeles, from Texas, they fly here to have appointments. So then they need the space. And they were looking for someone that understood that it was like that, let's say, mix of understanding the international environment plus understanding how to find their space for them. And that is how we start this conversation, and how now this is a project that it has been almost like for 2 years. Yes.
And then you commissioned it to Moya. What was the moment where you decided you wanted to have a woman-owned firm to collaborate with you?
Yes. So when at the moment after we decide, okay, this is like the project and these are the needs that the consulate has, I said, okay, we're gonna have pretty much like a dream team for this project. This is very, very important, and actually this project is going to be one of the most important. I mean, this is the model consulate, like pretty much in the United States for the government of Guatemala. So I needed to be with the right partners, because this has to be successful for all of the parties, especially for the consulate. So I partnered with my mentor, which is Fernando Barrueta, one of the most important, let's say, people in the space in commercial real estate. And also, so then with him, we said we need a partner in architecture and design that has enough experience and knows how to build like a great space for the consulate, understands how to create a space that it was completely a box, that I remember with Jessica, and then how to transform it in what now it is. So it was not only just the fact that the team of Moya will understand the culture, that we speak also Spanish, but anyway, most of our meetings we do it like bilingual, but the experience and the professionalism of the team, that is key in this work. Is that maybe no one knows, but like we are driven. I mean, we are professionals. We know what we are doing. We are experts in our field, and that is the reason why I partner with the best. I like to work with the best, and that is the reason why we are working and we partner with this amazing team from Moya. Mm-hmm.
How do you sell your vision? Do you identify this building that needs a lot of renovation, that when you go there, you don't see what you want to show? How do you transmit this vision to the client?
We have to, we guide the client through, let's say, we have to show to the client how to envision what the space that they want. And part of the process that we do, and then of course part of the process that it was very helpful with the Moya team, was all the test fits that the team put together for this project. So we toured, I think that it was like minimum like more than 15 properties, and I think like we did 5 or maybe 6 test fits where we were just checking if the space makes sense, how they can envision, because the consul had a goal on how she wanted to have that flow. So in drawing, and once they see, okay, this is where we are, this is where I can see my offices. So it's just, through the drawing and through navigating with them, and when when you tour the space, then you show to her. I don't know if you have seen like those. I wish that I could have like in those movies that when you are talking immediately, like you are drawing. So it is like you're just walking and you're saying, can you imagine yourself here, like in your office? Here is the place where the visitors are gonna come, where the transaction, where they're gonna pick up their passports. Here we can have like a location for the kids. Here is where all your meetings with the different governments you're gonna have. And then she says, okay, I mean, I can see it. And now let's put it in paper and let's see if this space is gonna work out. I mean, it's.
I love.
Yeah,
I mean, love what you did because
it's a very nice process, and it's a process that is very also exciting for the Guatemalan consulate because it was also the first time that they did it, and just to see how this space will make sense and that the property that they selected, because people from Guatemala, I mean, they flew here, the government, they had to select the property, and it is very nice just to see that. I mean, it was like a box, and of course, like people check our before and after photos, how the transformation has happened. How now when you're gonna see the result of this space, it's just magical, and especially there's gonna be like a very nice artwork also from the country that is gonna look very nice. Mm-hmm.
I love what you did because the moment you mentioned like the visual painting, my brain started to process what you said as you were waving your hands, and I was imagining the picture. So
exactly. Cool. And one of the things that also we want to bring is that remember that this place is a place for the people from Guatemala, right? I mean, this is their space. Once they are one foot inside, they are in their country, and they have to feel that space that is like is their own. This is their own space. They have to feel the culture. They have to feel that they are home. And some of the kids probably that they're gonna come to this space is gonna be the first time that actually they know something about Guatemala, that they know something about their country, that is part of the culture that now they're gonna see here. And the last thing, and I remember, that is why it's so nice, because we didn't want to make this space like oh my God. It's like we are just doing the process of the passport, right? Here it is a space where we're bringing the color, we're bringing the culture to a space that you're going to have a transaction process. But it doesn't mean that it has to be just a boring space. It's a space that it has light. It's a space that, Jessica, which is our amazing interior designer, the light that is going to come into the space, the way how the offices now, the private offices, how the consul is going to welcome people is really nice. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. It will be a nice thing when we finally show the project finalized. In your opinion, moving on to a different topic, in your opinion, what's the landscape right now for Hispanic or Latino firms in DC?
We have a lot of opportunity. There is people here, you are in the capital of the world, right? You have all the countries are here all the time. There is like all these international organizations. There are a lot of opportunity. Also, you have very strong companies, professional and talented teams that are willing to serve and to work in all these amazing projects. So it's just pretty much opening these opportunities, collaborating through each other, to see how we can work together and how we can make our Latina, women-owned or Latina companies, Latino, just grow. We just have to flourish and rise. That's pretty much the message that I wanted to say right now. It's like we know what we have, and we just have to navigate through the different opportunities, and hopefully then each day we have one more, and then this type of projects are projects that it just help us to show what we are capable of.
Did you foresee any changes in the real estate market in the region?
The real estate market has become, I mean, let's say it's not just challenging, but it is right now for the fall market is going to be, let's say, coming more to a normal, to what we were used to. So we're gonna have, I mean, more like negotiations, more opportunities, let's say, for people to I mean, come into this market, and also there are going to be opportunities for sellers and also for buyers. Just the fact that interest rates go up, it doesn't mean that we are not in a good environment. I mean, like historically, the average rate to buy a home in the United States is like 8%, like pretty much it. So right now we are like in interest rates of like 6.2. It just depends. I mean, it's case by case. The message that I want to say is that we are writing offers, and the nicest thing about it is that we are writing offers with normal negotiation terms. So we are again including inspections. Again, the buyers have the opportunity to take more time to digest the purchase that they are doing. This is one of the biggest investments, if it is not the biggest investment that they're going to do, and the way how they're going to build wealth. So it just makes sense, like for our clients to spend more time. I mean, and this is something that is happening in the residential space as well in the commercial space. So expect now a little bit more of a normal market. It doesn't mean that anything is going to be bad. I mean, especially here in the Washington, D.C. metro area, this is a very stable market. So that is exactly what we are expecting. And we just want, I mean, we prepare our clients and we talk to our clients about what is happening in the market with data, with information from experts that I share with, I share information with them. It's not only that I'm seeing this every day, but I share information about this to my clients. What is happening? What is happening with the rates? How is the market behaving? What are like properties that are under contract? How is inventory moving forward? So just with that information, then you can take like a decision either that is investing, buying, or selling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's super important. Actually, with the quickness that everything changes nowadays.
Exactly.
One more question before I open the floor. As a mother, how important it is for you to keep in touch with Colombia, and how do you do to maintain and build heritage alive?
I love that question, Rodrigo. It's very nice. So as a mom, I think that our Latina culture and my Colombian music is always at home. For me, just sharing the culture with Emilia it's important. I mean, she dances, she has her breakfast with her arepa, right? And also being connected with the family, with grandparents, with her cousins. We speak different languages at home, and of course we have Spanish as well. So it's very nice that, for example, her first word was agua, things like that, right? So that is the way how I share our culture with her, like through music, through our cuisine, and also sharing with her like images about our beautiful country. So I think that it's so nice for them to have the opportunity to experience this and to learn about different cultures, to learn about different regions, to see, different like geographic zones and landscaping that we have. So it's just magical to see them grow next to like this Latina and Colombia, culture that we have at home. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Well, Lida, thank you very much. I'm going to open the floor for people to ask you questions. They are always a little bit shy at the beginning, but they will have some questions for you.
Okay. Yeah, don't be shy.
I was just gonna say hello, Lida. It's so good to hear you and to hear some of your story. I'm actually driving, so I don't have my camera on, but it's so good to hear you. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to opening up the consulate. I think it's like you said, it's really hopefully we did that country proud.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hi, Adriana. I mean, it's so nice. I mean, we have been in this a long time. It has been like wonderful, wonderful. When I say long, doesn't mean bad. Actually, it means like really good because our relationship and the way how we work is very, very close. And absolutely, I mean, especially this morning to hear very good news. It just makes our day. So thank you so much to you and to all the team for all of the things that you have done for this project.
Thank you, and thank you to you as well.
Jessica?
I don't have a question. I just want to say, Lida, it has been a great experience working with you and the team. And you mentioned Fernando Barrueta, that he was also amazing working with him. I think we spent maybe 9 to 10 months going over properties after 5 tested. I don't know how many revisions to find the right one. So I just want to say.
Yeah, maybe it just got disconnected, but no, I mean, Jessica is the one that, I mean, it has been great. It has been like a wonderful, wonderful path to work with all the team. And I mean, you guys are going to see what this team has put together for this consulate, for the space, for the interior design. I mean, there are going to be great, great things coming. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Rada, you had a question? Rada?
Yes, I was. So my background is financial, so maybe this is more of a financial question or economic trend question. It was interesting to hear your insight on the current real estate market in the DMV area. So I'm curious as to how does the current market compare to the market that we had during the pandemic when the interest rates were really low, and it appears that there was much more movement.
That is a great question. I mean, and I'm glad, especially from having a financial background. You are, I'm sure, like you're checking the numbers, you're running like what is happening in the real estate environment. But yes, it's just normal, right? I mean, what happened during the pandemic, like during these past 2 years. People, they just decided that, of course, home was the most important space, right? Home was the place where they had to be. Home, they also figured out because they could not go to the offices that they have to find a space to work, to be with the kids, like to have school, work, home in the same space. And then, I mean, also the interest rates were great, right? I mean, they were very low. So also it was the opportunity for people to move into another location, find another house. And it was just like they wanted to find their space. So people, they were just moving. People had the opportunity, if they were like in the city, to move to another space, to have like that green space. But right now, I mean, there is movement. It's just that it's a different environment. It's just that we are seeing, like if it was 2019, pretty much, like a fall of 2019, where things are normal, where you have the same thing that I was saying, like negotiations, like now instead of having like 30 offers that we used to have, now we are seeing like 3-5 offers. But it's just the regular curve of the market, right? I mean, this is the cycle, and during the pandemic, there was just people, they were looking at it, and then also there were investors. People wanted to always invest in real estate, and that was the scenario what we were facing. Now it's just a normal. That now is like we are gonna become like again back to a normal like a scenario. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lida. Lida, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you accepting the invitation. And it's fantastic to have you here. It's been a really nice talk, and I hope you enjoy it too.
Absolutely, absolutely, Rodrigo. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for all, for all of you to be here with me this Friday. I just encourage you to follow us in our IG. So then you're gonna see more sneak peek of this great project that we are doing with Moya. You're gonna have like some behind the scenes of how we have been working with Adrian and also with Jessica. At the same time, you're gonna have like a before and after, how the story of this project is gonna come. So stay tuned. We're gonna also mention to you when we're gonna have this big opening of this consulate. And you're gonna hear more about us. And yeah, just it's great to be here and great to be with all.
Here's to hoping that this is not the last project we work together, and to many more.
Absolutely, more things coming. Absolutely, it has been wonderful to work with all of you, and I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for another Moya Talks. I see you next Friday.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Lida.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.